the Russia-Ukraine war now shifts to the southern province of Kherson. In a battle of prestige, a decisive win for either side could drastically alter the course of the conflict. Latest evidence hints that after evacuating around 70,000 civilians, Russia could now withdraw its troops. In fact, President Vladimir Putin publicly endorsed the evacuation of civilians on Friday, saying the civilian population should not suffer. Kyiv, however, is wary of such reports and isn't celebrating yet. They believe such information could be a trap by Moscow to lure them into what the latter calls quote-unquote dangerous areas. Is this Russia's trick or a treat for Ukraine? Let's find out. A strategically important region, Kherson was the first to fall to Russia since the start of the war. President Vladimir Putin said last month that Kherson, along with other provinces like Luhansk and Donetsk, would be with Russia forever. However, a Kremlin-installed official's recent statements about withdrawal has led to a wave of optimism, especially among Ukraine's allies. Kirill Stremusov, the Russian official in Kremlin, told state media on Thursday, and I quote, "Most likely our units, our soldiers, will leave for the left or the eastern bank." In fact, visuals of the Russian flags missing, which were previously atop buildings in Kherson, hinted that Russia might quietly withdraw from the city. Ukraine, on the other hand, had announced plans in August itself to recapture the annexed regions. In September, it reclaimed parts of Kharkiv and pushed Russian forces in Kherson to the south as well. Since then, Kyiv has hit a roadblock. Unfavorable weather and rough terrain have slowed down the offensive of Ukrainian forces. It seems, however, that there is more than what meets the eye, especially in Kherson. Like a Ukrainian military officer on the ground told the Washington Post, the Russians have very good, well-prepared positions in this area, so it's difficult to push them out. Even if you shoot accurately with artillery, you might kill some Russian soldiers, but other ones just come back to these positions. Ukraine is extremely wary of Moscow's mind games and has admitted on more than one occasion that pushing out the Russians won't be easy, especially from areas where they have set positions. Michael Kaufman, director of the Russia Studies at the Center for Naval Analysis in Washington, D.C., was pessimistic about Ukraine capturing Kherson, saying, "The situation in Kherson is clear as mud." You see, Kherson is a strategically important port city. It acts as a land corridor to provide access to Russian-annexed Crimea and the Black Sea. If you look at Kherson's map closely, the Dnipro River separates the region and mainland Ukraine. The river and its canals also hold the key to water in Crimea, which Ukraine had blocked earlier. For uninterrupted supply of water in agricultural areas, controlling the West Bank is crucial. Then there is the Black Sea. Kherson acts as a gateway to the Black Sea, which, if reclaimed by Ukraine, would be a massive boost for its logistics. Lastly, there's the political significance of Kherson. Vladimir Putin cannot afford to lose this city. It was one of the first to be occupied by Russia since the February invasion started. If Putin does lose control of Kherson, it would be the biggest setback for him, bigger than even Kharkiv. So, don't expect a meek Russian surrender in Kherson. A tough battle is surely